It was a gray, drizzling evening when Daniel, a single dad, left work later than usual. His young daughter, Emily, was waiting at home, and he hurried along, anxious not to miss dinner with her. But as he passed the nearly deserted bus stop, something caught his eye. A girl no older than 17 sat in the cold rain, her thin clothes soaked through. Her wheelchair was old and rusted, the front wheel bent. She had no umbrella, no blanket, just a backpack on her lap. Her pale lips trembled as she tried to shield herself with the broken straps of her bag. Daniel slowed. He had learned, through years of being both father and mother to Emily, that some silences speak louder than words. He approached gently. "Hey, are you okay?" he asked softly. The girl lifted her eyes. They were tired, haunted. "The bus doesn't stop anymore. They changed the route," she whispered. "I don't know how to get home." Her words tore at him. She had no one waiting for her, no safe place. Daniel hesitated for a heartbeat, then made a decision. "Come with me," he said firmly, his voice carrying both warmth and certainty. The girl blinked, startled. "What? You shouldn't be out here like this. My daughter and I live a few blocks away. You can warm up, get something to eat. No strings attached." For a long moment, she searched his face, looking for the cruelty she had known too often. But all she found was kindness. Finally, she nodded, tears spilling down her cheeks. Daniel carefully wheeled her down the street, shielding her from the rain with his own jacket. When they reached his modest apartment, Emily opened the door, curious. "Daddy, who's this?" Daniel knelt beside his daughter. "This is a new friend. She needs a safe place tonight." Emily, wise beyond her years, smiled brightly and ran to fetch a blanket. "You can sit with me. Daddy makes the best hot chocolate," for the first time in who knew how long. The girl laughed, a fragile sound, but real. As she sipped the steaming drink later, wrapped in warmth, she whispered, "Nobody's ever done this for me before." Daniel placed a reassuring hand over hers. "Well, they should have. But from now on, you're not alone." That rainy evening, at a forgotten bus stop, a single dad and his daughter's kindness changed a girl's entire life. The rain came down heavier, streaking across the glass of the bus shelter. Daniel tugged his hood tighter. His boots splashed in shallow puddles as he passed, but then he slowed. She sat there, a frail young girl, maybe 16 or 17, slumped in a battered wheelchair. Her long brown hair clung to her cheeks, plastered down by rain. Her clothes were thinner, faded hoodie and jeans that were fraying at the knees. The wheelchair looked like it had been scavenged from a junkyard. One wheel bent, the seat worn through. Her head was down, but he heard her whispering to herself. Daniel cleared his throat gently. "You waiting for someone?" Her head snapped up, wide eyes. Nervous, she shook her head. "The bus doesn't come here anymore," she murmured. "I didn't know. It's gone." Daniel frowned. "Where do you live?" She bit her lip, her hands tightening on the wheels of the chair. "Nowhere, not really." That word hit him harder than he expected. Nowhere. He hesitated, thinking of Emily, his daughter, waiting at home with her crayons scattered across the kitchen table. He had promised her dinner and a movie night. But looking at this girl, shivering and lost, Daniel knew he couldn't just walk away. He crouched down to her level. "Hey," he said softly, like he always did when Emily was scared. "Come with me. You don't have to sit out here." Her lips parted. "Come with you." "Yeah," he nodded. "I've got food, heat, a roof, and a daughter about your age who loves company." For a long moment, she searched his face, suspicion, fear, then the faintest flicker of hope. Finally, she whispered, "Okay." Daniel pushed the wheelchair carefully through the rain, his jacket draped over her shoulders. She was lighter than he expected, fragile, as though life had been too heavy on her small frame. When they reached his apartment, Emily came running to the door, her braids bouncing. "Daddy, you're late." "Who's that?" she asked, eyes wide. Daniel smiled gently. "This is our guest." She was waiting at the bus stop in the rain. "She needs a place tonight." Emily didn't hesitate. She ran to grab a blanket and wrapped it around the girl. "You're freezing. Come inside, quick." The warmth of the apartment wrapped around them like a second blanket. The girl's eyes darted around at the small couch, the family photos on the wall, the smell of soup simmering on the stove. It had been years, maybe forever, since she had seen a place that felt like home. That night, over bowls of soup and mugs of cocoa, her story began to spill out. Her name was Lily. Her mother had died when she was young. Her father had vanished years ago. She had bounced between shelters, foster homes, and nights on the street. The wheelchair had been a donation from a local charity after an accident had left her, paralyzed from the waist down. "I try to keep going," Lily said quietly, staring into her mug, "but sometimes I just don't know where to go anymore." Daniel's chest tightened. He reached over, placing a hand over hers. "Well, tonight, you're here, and here, you're safe." Emily beamed across the table. "You can stay as long as you want, right, Daddy?" Daniel looked at Lily's eyes, hesitant, fearful, but yearning for something she thought she could never have. And he made a silent promise to himself and to Emily. "Yes," he said firmly, "as long as you need." That rainy night at the bus stop was the end of Lily's wandering, and the beginning of something new, a family.